Okay, everybody, this is going to be a little weird, but, and I have my mask off because there's currently no one in my room. I am all alone. We're going to read a children's book called Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. Now, we would normally do this in class, but obviously it's not going to work that way, so we're going to do it this way for today. And there's a reason behind this. So I know this is honors English, and some of you are like, wait, we're reading a children's book at the beginning of honors English in high school? Who is this guy? There is a method behind this madness. What I want to do is we're going to kind of tear this book apart. We're going to go through and we're going to look at the hints and the clues, and we're sort of going to deconstruct things. And what we're going to hopefully see by the end is that what appears to be a pretty simple story at the beginning actually has a great deal of complexity and depth behind it. And by really paying attention to the clues that are given to us in what we read, we can find out so much more about the message that's being conveyed and get a much deeper analysis of what's going on. So that's what we're trying to do here today. So first of all, I just want to introduce this to you, and then we'll take it from there. So the book is called Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. So it opens up, a picture of Max over there in the corner, and the wild things. And this is just like old school story time. I'm gonna show it to you, and all I want you to think about as we read through it the first time is, what do you think the point of the book is? I'm going to have you write a little thing answering that question. What do you think Maurice Sendak is trying to say? Why did he write this book for all of the little kids who were going to read it? That's what I want you to figure out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to comb through it in greater detail, and I think get a much deeper answer to that question. So, the night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind, give you a little, just like we did, in elementary school. Because it's important as we do this to pay attention not only to the words, but also to the pictures. Because it's a picture book, so the story, we're gonna analyze the images the same way we would analyze text. And another, is Max chasing his dog with a fork. Notice the picture on the wall behind him. Talk about that. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night, in Max's room, a forest grew. And grew. And grew. Until his ceiling hung with vines and his walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. Trying to give you a close-up so you can actually see the pictures as we progress. You might want to go back and look at this again later. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year, to where the wild things are. Dun, 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 dun. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Oh, that sounds terrible. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with a magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. And made him king of all wild things. "And now," cried Max, "let the wild rumpus start." And then we get 6 pages of rumpusing, whatever that means. So this is a simple trick for analytical reading. When you read something and there's this, "And now," cried Max, "let the wild rumpus start," and you don't know what a rumpus is, well, you better find out, because he just declared it beginning. And then for 6 pages, it's all we get is rumpusing. Well, if I don't know what a rumpus is, I'm missing something. So we'll talk more about that. "Now stop," Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be somewhere where someone loved him best of all. Then all around from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." But Max said no. The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. And sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. The end. So, that's the story. It is maybe worth watching that a second time. It's only 6 minutes, 5 minutes, however long it's taken me. So go back and take a look at it one more time. And then what I want you to do is, in the comments section, I want you in a few sentences, think short paragraph, to tell me what you think Maurice Sendak is trying to convey. Why did he write the book? What is he trying to say to little kids? What is the message he's trying to impart? What is the point of this story? And you can do that in a real simple, just kind of focused paragraph. Give me a lead-off sentence that answers it as succinctly as possible. I think Maurice Sendak is trying to say this. And then give me a few sentences backing it up using some specifics from the book. So reference some specific language from the text, reference some specific images from the story, and give me an idea of what you think he is trying to say. And that is what I want you to do. Do that today and then post it up. Take time. Anytime you post comments on our classroom page, I highly recommend, and read that as like, this is what I want you to do. I want you to write your response in Google Docs so that you can edit it, revise it, think it through, clean it up, and then when you have it, copy and paste it into the comments so that it will show up and we can all take a look. Feel free to look at what other people are writing. Just make sure that you are putting your own ideas on the page. There's nothing wrong with looking at what your classmates are writing. It's an open public forum for right now. But definitely make sure that your own response is your own response. If your response is, I don't really know what he's saying, okay, then explain that. Tell me why. What are some of the things that leave you confused? What are some of the things that make you think, I thought maybe he was saying this, but now I'm not so sure? You can give an answer like that. There's nothing wrong with that. If you think, my answer seems kind of obvious, yeah, it's a children's book. Don't overthink it. Just give me what you think his central message is and what point he was trying to make in writing the story. That's it. We'll catch up